Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm. Today I am doing some reloading on some 308 brass for the M1A. I am using Remington core locked 308 brass. These were originally the 180 grain round nose. Or no, these are the 150 grain bullets, my bad. The 180 grain box is what the camera's sitting on. But what I am doing today is I am deburring the flash holes, which is that little hole there in the primer pocket, as you can see there. So I'll let you see how this process is done, and then I will explain why I'm doing this process at all and what it does for the cases in terms of powder burn and stuff. So I'll do this one here as an example. There it goes. It likes to fight you. There, I got one to go. They like to fight. There it goes. There it goes. Alright, I'll explain what's going on now. Alright, so the significance of this little tool here, and you saw me, I had trouble getting them lined up because it does like to fight, and that's primarily because of the burr that is around the flash hole. See, when they cut these pieces of brass out and make them shells, whatever they use to punch that flash hole there in the primer pocket, when that goes in, that punches brass into the case. I've even drawn a little diagram here. Alright, so you can see here on the top part of the picture here, that's what the inside of the case looks like. Here, I'll zoom in. Alright, see those little two things there? That's what is called a burr. It's a piece of jagged, sharp metal or leftover material on the edge of metal or brass or aluminum. Like it would be like, say, if you cut the rim of this case here, it'd be on the rim. It'd be called a burr. It's a term we used in machine shop when I was in high school. But when these cases get punched and they make that flash hole in the primer pocket, the inside of those cases have burrs around the flash hole. Like, see, here's the primer pocket, and that's like the flash hole right there, and there's the two burrs. Well, when I use this tool here, it removes those burrs, it cuts them off, and it says removing the burr allows the powder to burn consistently. And it does. See what that does when those burrs are in there? When these cases have burrs in them and the primer is ignited and ignites the powder, those burrs in there don't allow for consistent burn rate. Like one side may get more of the flash from the primer than the other, and vice versa. You know, just depending on how big them burrs are in the case and how prevalent they are all around the case as a whole. Or the flash hole, I mean. And that messes up burn rate, which can affect your accuracy as this goes down the barrel. The bullet goes down the barrel because it's getting one part, like the powder is burning, you know, faster on one side than the other. At least that's the way it's been explained to me. What this process does is it gets rid of those burrs, so when you have a burrless flash hole, and it gets, the powder gets ignited by the primer in the case, that burn is consistent, and it all burns at the same rate under that bullet and pushes it out the barrel. So when we do match loads, me and my dad, when we make match loads in our ammo, regardless of what it is, we always do this process, so that way our ammo, everything is as consistent as possible in the case. We also do a process of what's called cleaning the flash or the primer pocket. See, this is a clean primer pocket, and I'll show you what a dirty primer pocket looks like. This is a dirty primer pocket. See, it's all filthy. That's from the burnt remains from the primer in the primer pocket. And cleaning that off too, cleaning the primer pocket out also allows the primer to burn more efficiently as well in the primer pocket. So when we make our match loads for all of our rifles, and it's match loads and not plinking, I have a difference in that as well. I've got brass set aside for match ammo, and I've got brass set aside for plinking. And for example, like when we reload on the Dillon XL750 or 223 brass for our AR-15s, me and my dad, we don't really do this process here because we really don't need to, because we're mass producing it on that Dillon for volume. Whereas like this ammo here, these Remington 308 cases, I'm doing all this process is because these are meant for accuracy out of my M1A. See, there's a difference. Now I do have brass set aside for my M1A that is marked plinking. I put a M or a P on the brass, on the boxes the brass come in. See, this is a Remington box, it has an M. And the reason I have an M on that is because, after I've done some testing and playing around, I could see what brass did best in the match load after we did all this process to it, and Remington came out to be the best brass for my M1A. I've tried Hornaday, I've tried Federal, I've tried Nosler, all sorts of different brass. I've even tried ZQI and Perfected brass, but Remington came out on top for my particular M1A. Everybody's gun's different. No two rifles are exactly the same, and that goes for AR-15s too. Even my dad, his AR-15 and my AR-15, there's slight differences, even though they're both DPMS oracles. Things even down to chamber length are his is slightly longer than mine. His chamber is, or it's mine is slightly longer than his. But there's always little intervals, little differences. And in fact, the chambers on our AR-15s are, his is a little bit longer, mine could be a little bit longer, but one of them is a little bit longer, but even still they are so close, we can run Dillon XL750 reloads through both of ours, so our ammo is compatible. But if I were to go, say, buy a Daniel Defense AR-15 or a Colt, that's a totally different chamber, and it may not be that close, and it may be longer or shorter by several thousandths. So, and I kind of got off subject there a little bit, but when we, make match ammo for accuracy, we use this tool and this tool here on the primer pocket and flash hole on our brass for match ammo. Whereas with plinking ammo, we don't go through this rigorous process. I'll explain the tools now. Alright, this tool is called a Deluxe Deburring tool. I'm sure you can find this same exact tool on Midway USA or Burnell's or wherever. You could probably just type in that name and then like add for reloading behind it for you know, just so that way the search engine can kind of better understand what you're looking for. Anyway, you get the main body, the main cutting tool body here, and it comes with a little set screw. And what the set screw does is it allows this piece, this whole piece back here, to move back and forth along the main body of the tool. That way you can fit different cases on there. Like, see, that's a 308. Of course, I've got a 308, or not 308, a 243. 243 is just slightly longer. The neck's a little bit longer, and then you got 223. This is a loaded 223, but even still, you can take this tool, move that head up to where it goes into the case neck to hold it and stabilize it with this little set tool, this little set screw. Here, little Allen wrench for that set screw, and move that back and forth. And then this is the deburring, or the primer pocket cleaning tool. It's a 3/8. I honestly just think this is just like a little drill bit for like a tool, for a tool head, like on a power drill or something. But we've converted it for use for primer pocket cleaning. So it is a 3/8. I'll just let y'all see it. There is no literature or anything for this exact tool that I'm aware of. So I'll let you guys all look at it, and you might be able to screenshot it or something and look on Google for something similar. Anyway, I figured I'd cover this little aspect of what we do for reloading. I'm sorry if I made any minor errors and stuff. It's been a while since well, it hasn't really been a while, but I'm just not, I guess, on my game today. I am kind of feeling under the weather. I'm thinking my allergies are getting to me. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as time goes on, I will make more reloading tips like this. And I've got my new whiteboard to describe what I'm doing in better detail. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go back to reloading the rest of my brass and getting them ready for match loads so I can try out some new loadings on some other bullets. I'll catch you guys all in the next video.